Okay, we're here. I discovered a term just maybe 10 minutes ago, and it's helping to know the term now. It's called a vulnerability hangover, and that is what I've been actively in for the last, I don't know how many days in a row, because there's just been a lot of different, I think, triggers of me having been vulnerable, especially the last live stream that was about my counseling and how I was done with counseling. Don't think I'm entirely done with counseling. I already sought out another counselor, but I definitely was having an extreme vulnerability hangover after my last counseling session, and I don't think it was just the hangover of being vulnerable that, like, why I don't want to go back. Like, I do just still feel that distrust in a way, or just like, it just, the dynamic just wasn't jiving with me. But the whole, like, just, I've just been in a state of, I had a doctor's appointment and had to be vulnerable in that, I guess. Like, it's a state, I'm in a state of, like, you know, when you want to just, like, crawl out of your skin, or you're just like, I don't know what to do with myself, and I do want to hide and just not do anything. I don't know, this term came up. I was listening to a podcast, and this term came up, vulnerability hangover, and then I delved into it, and I'm like, that's what that is this whole time. Like, having, like, a certain trigger, and then, like, feeling ick about myself because I've said too much, or I've, like, said my actual real feelings, but then I start doubting myself because I've just been emotionally manipulated in ways, like, growing up, to question and doubt my own reality. So then I'll just be like, I'll have this urge to want to dismiss my feel, like, I backtrack. It's like, was I being dramatic? Am I that, like, I what, yeah. Like, when I just, it happens a lot when I just hang out with people. Like, I'm getting better lately with, like, I've asked now for reassurance, which I never would do because I think maybe I would feel too vulnerable asking people for reassurance. Like, just if I'm feeling like I drained them or I talk too much, to just say, hey, I'm feeling this way, like, I don't know, am I draining you? And then when they genuinely say no, I'm enjoying, no, like, I just never would even do that. I would just go home and then have a whole big vulnerability hangover, cringing at myself and being like, why did I say that? And why did I say that extra detail that wasn't necessary? Or, like, I talked too much, or I shouldn't have said that much about myself, or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll start to just ruminate and, I don't know. I, like, gaslight my own self, basically. I gaslight my own self. I'll be like, oh, that can't, like, it's, you know, if I'm just talking about maybe my problems or something, I'll just think, oh, were you exaggerating about it and making it worse than it is? Or, like, were you trying to just get attention? And it, like, yeah, just gaslight myself, which is not fun. But researching the vulnerability hangover and knowing the connection now, like, what specifically is triggering it, and it's helping me to not believe the thoughts or the feelings that are false, that I've done something wrong, or that there's something that I need to fix or backtrack on. Like, it makes a lot more sense now. And it's like, okay, if in the past I've been not believed or shut down or gaslit, like, it makes sense that, like, this is just, like, a part of my brain that's trying to protect myself but it can get obsessive, and then I'll want to, like, say with my doctor, I'll want to be like, oh, I should have said this specific thing or that specific thing or that, or wasn't, or like, did he understand me? Was it, and then I just play back different moments of that then maybe at certain times there was an inkling of him not fully understanding what I meant, and then me wanting to, like, yeah. It's just, I'm trying not to beat myself up about not doing all the right things while in this state. I just feel like I can only manage so much because I'm just in a state of overwhelm. And I started snacking on chips, and I started like eating. I made Kraft dinner, overcooked the Kraft dinner, which really bothered me because I actually like it undercooked. And it's really hard to not overcook, Katie. I normally don't eat this much gluten because it'll bother my stomach, or I'll just feel not well from too many carbs and stuff. But like, I'm just grasping at anything to feel comfort in this moment, I guess. Exposing myself on the internet probably wasn't the best thing, but I do feel better just getting this out there in a way. And what helped too is I have not looked at any of the comments or views or anything having to do with the last live stream, because I definitely got a vulnerability hangover after the last live stream, but then I was able to move through that more easily and let it go, not knowing if anyone else watched it or like seen any comments or what, like, and but I definitely was having a feeling of hiding and pulling away again after that, because I was more personable than I think any of the other live streams, and it was quite long and I said a lot, and then I started to worry about what I said or like the perfectionism about it all. So I'm glad I'm back and not just disappearing. But today I'm gonna retreat. I don't want to go to the gym, but I want to work out. I would love to go to the gym if it was only me there, if I could like have a private session in the gym all by myself where I don't have to see or deal with anyone. I just feel the need to hide. And that's why I'm wearing my sunglasses on the live too, is I just feel safer. And but I know what would be best for me would be to exercise, eat healthy, but I'm just not there today. So I'm going to keep researching, I think, maybe about vulnerability hangovers, or I'm just going to try to chill and not do anything. One of the videos was recommending not doing anything that's any type of a productive type of a task, like something to be done, completed in a way. I don't remember any examples she gave, but how I would define examples I would give would be maybe even just cleaning or something. Like, that's still a task of accomplishing, of doing a thing. Like, I feel like I can't even, I needed to find something, so I looked and I just gave up so quickly because I'll be in a bit of like a freeze response. Like, I feel like I can't even focus on, if I were to watch a comforting movie or some type of video or something, I kind of, when I get like this, I just feel like pacing sometimes. I feel like I can't even get into the thing yet, or like I need to at least calm down to a certain extent to get into the thing, or just like learning about the term vulnerability hangover is helping me to just settle in a bit, and knowing, okay, it's just really helping me to assure myself, like, I did nothing wrong, it's all good, because I'll just get paranoid, right? And I'll just just start replaying the interaction and the facial expressions and this, and then like focusing on all these little things and that, and it's like, oh no, I'm uncomfortable in general being my real self, divulging vulnerable real things about myself, and then it's just my protective mechanism trying to hide that again or undo that, or like not let that be from someone, like not accepting the real me and the real feelings or struggles or whatever, and dismissing and like telling me things that weren't true, like, oh no, you don't want to do it because you're lazy, not that you're anxious and stuff. Like it, like, it's where it comes from, obviously. So now I know not to, it just helps more to be able to let go of the ruminating and the stress around it, and to not just get all paranoid. And it's just like, no, anytime you're vulnerable and you're, for me, it's like anytime now that I'm actually being on, like taking up space in the world, even just like owning how I feel, not just minimizing and diminishing and or dismissing my feelings, and that, like anytime I'm not dismissing my feelings and I'm like confiding in a person and sharing my feelings, I think like there's just a level of, especially depending on the person that I'm doing that with, if it's someone I really don't know that well, like I don't know how it's going to be taken, like I don't really know them that personally, yeah, it's stressful. So that's that. If anyone out there deals with the same thing and you were confused what was going on and didn't know about this term vulnerability hangover, I hope it helped learning about it, because it freaking helped me. So I'm gonna sign off, but take care out there, everyone, and okay, that's it. Okay, bye.